Yo dudes, what's up? This is PlanetKeef, I'm Keef, and today it's episode 29 of the weekly vlog thing. Yeah! Alright, last week was dominated by one event. I wonder if you can guess what it is. What is there about me that's different from a week ago? Yeah, that's right, I'm a year older. I had a birthday. But on Monday, it wasn't that certain. Mrs. Planet brandished a little leaflet at me and she says, "Do you want to go to that for your birthday?" And I read it, I'm like, yeah, okay. She says, "Right, I'll book tickets. It's on Wednesday, your birthday." I'm like, "What, this Wednesday?" She says, "Yeah." I'm like, "What, the day after tomorrow?" She says, "Yeah." I'm like, oh my God, this never happens. Normally I'm like a kid with birthdays. I'm anticipating it for weeks in advance, and then, yeah. This time, well, completely swoosh, missed it. It must be my advancing years. Tuesday, this didn't really happen on Tuesday. This is an ongoing story about a ludicrous restaurant that's just opened in London and that has brilliant social media marketing and incredible prices. It's called Nusr-Et, after the owner, Nusr-Et, something Turkish that I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce. And it's notorious for the prices of most of the things it sells, which are steaks covered in gold leaf. So a big old tomahawk steak, which they say is Wagyu, but you wouldn't know because it's covered in gold leaf, goes for £1,400 odd, which is quite a lot. Yes. In most other places you get the entire cow for that amount of money, but there you go. So this is, I think, number 5 or 6 in a global chain of these restaurants that just attract people who really have more money than sense. He's got a massive TikTok following where he's known as Salt Bae, and this absolutely kills me. It's to do with him having a special technique of putting salt, dribbling it down his forearm, and it sort of leaps off his elbow onto the meat, or not, quite often not. And so he became known as Salt Bae or Salt Babe. Now that abbreviation, Bae, meaning babe, it just completely does my head in for 2 reasons. One is it's no quicker to say or write, and especially if you do it on a mobile phone, because predictive text is always not going to give you what you want. It's going to give you babe or baby or babble or anything else that starts with BA, but not BAE, because that is not a word. Anyway, the other thing about that is about 40 years ago, really, I worked in an aircraft factory in Surrey for a company called British Aerospace, and that was frequently abbreviated to BAE, and it was always said as BAE, never as BAe, because that's not a word. But they couldn't just call themselves BA because there was already a large company involved in aviation with those initials, British Airways. Anyway, apart from things popping up about, a group who managed to clock up a bill for £37,000, only a few of items of which were these very expensive steaks. The rest of it was 3 bottles of wine that cost about 10,000 quid each. Anyway, it was not reviewed by legendary food critic Jay Rayner from The Observer, although he did, in classic Rate My Takeaway style, he went and set up a table and a chair outside Nusr-Et and consumed a kebab that was bought nearby, which he thought was delicious, and at £7 actually a much better balanced meal and more nutritious than a £1,400 gold leaf covered tomahawk steak. Yeah. So I'm going to London this weekend, but I very much doubt that I'll be reviewing Nusr-Et, really. Wednesday, my birthday. Yes, now I'm 64. And so the gig that Mrs. Planet had got tickets for, it's possibly the strangest birthday thing ever. It was a little venue called the Constitutional Club in Farsley, which is just over there. And it was three 30-minute talks by lecturers from the University of Leeds, sort of Halloween-y themed. There was one about Chinese ghosts, there was one about pumpkins, and there was one about creating living tissue in a lab. It was all very heavy stuff, but you know, they'd made it entertaining, and I loved it. It was brilliant. And that happens every month, apparently. The series is called Creative Source. But also in the Constitutional, they have stand-up, they have bingo, they have spoken word, and they have music, and you know, lots of events going on all the time. So that really is marvellous, because it's very easy to get to, and they finish in time for us to catch not the last bus, but the one before it. Got a marvellous present from Mrs. Planet. I've always wanted a drone. I didn't get one, but I did get a flying machine. It's called a flying UFO. And I might break it, because all it can do is go up, and then it'll crash into the ceiling, then it'll come down and break. But we'll have a go. So I've got a little controller handset thing. It's got on-off switch and flashing red light, tells you it's on. It's got a trigger, and it's got a button that sets the rotors spinning on the flying bit. So there's an on-off switch on here. I'll switch that on. The lights flash, and that's charged by a USB. Come on, get the rotors going. Hey. So if I let that go, in fact I need to give the trigger a little squeeze to get some lift. Hey, I managed to do it without killing myself. Whoa. Alright, so that's a lovely little toy that really we should play with outdoors on a calm day. Thursday, a new series on Channel 4 that I thought would be really, really interesting to me, called Handmade, Britain's Best Woodworker. Oh, its original name was Good with Wood, which I can remember. I can't remember. I've got it written out. Handmade, Britain's Best Woodworker. That's just a rubbish title. And, you know, I do a bit of woodwork, not very good, but I do enjoy it. And if I can get two bits of wood to come together the way they're supposed to, that makes me very happy. This is another in the endless chain, or the endless stream of bake-off type reality shows. This one is about, I don't know, 10 people in a workshop in a tent in the woods in Wales, and it's hosted by Mel Giedroch. I was pleasantly surprised to see a face that I recognised. It's Joe, Average Joe Woodwork. He's from Wolverhampton or Birmingham, and you know, he's got the most amazing accent, which I can't do. And he's a YouTuber, so I've watched quite a few of his videos, and I enjoy them because, you know, he explains things really well. La la la. Anyway, the format is they have to do a big build over 2 days, and halfway through that they have to break off for an hour and a half to do something smaller but more technical. So I was just flabbergasted to see the first challenge was make a bed at least 2 meters high. So we're talking like 4 posters and canopies and things. And yeah, functional, beautiful, exquisitely made. Honestly, nobody had any chance of hitting all of those in 2 days. That was just ludicrous. But I could kind of spot the person who was getting eliminated. The minute she saw this pile of railway sleepers and took about 8 of them and then spent a day and a half planing them smooth. And honestly, each one of these, if you put it on the average floor in an old British house, it would collapse. But if you put 8 of them on that floor, the whole house would collapse. It's just mad. But I mean, you would have to take the roof off anyway to get the bed in, because you can't get it up the stairs. Anyway, so yeah, she went. It's an interesting idea. But again, these things, they stand or fail by the hosts or hosts And the judges on this are very, very severe. An architect bloke and the founder of a furniture making school. And so I don't know if it's nerves or lack of empathy or personality or whatever, but it was just, they're demanding the impossible, they're not getting the impossible ever, and it really wasn't that enjoyable. I'll watch it again and again until Joe gets eliminated probably, or maybe it'll get better, but yeah, it's a shame. All right, nothing but politics on Friday and Saturday, so I'm not doing that. But on Sunday, I designed a thing to be 3D printed, and it's a webcam mount to sit on top of my monitor. That was my week. I hope you enjoyed hearing about it, and we'll see you next time.